welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be talking about some of the reasons why I think you should join the Miss Malaika online campaign. Now it's that time of the year again where Miss Malaika is looking for their new queen, and as part of their auditions they are currently organizing a social media campaign where you can post your picture with the hashtag Malaika2020 and get your friends and family to repost it. So each week they have judges who pick who the winner of that week is, and anyone who wins automatically goes straight to the semi-finals. Cool, right? So ever since they launched it, some of you have actually texted me and asking how you can go about it, what qualities you should possess to be part of the pageant, should you join the online campaign or not, and so on and so forth. So I figured that instead of answering you guys individually, I should do this video and address this once and for all. So if you want to see what these reasons are, let's go right into the video. Okay guys, so the first reason is pretty obvious. Like I mentioned earlier on, if you get picked, you automatically make it to the semi-finals of the audition. I mean, I don't know about you, but who doesn't want that? Malaika auditions are usually in stages. We have stage 1, which is just the usual audition where anyone can actually walk in, and we have stage 2, which is usually the semi-finals. Here the judges have already cut down a bunch of people. We have finishing school, which is usually exciting because you get to travel somewhere, and then they choose those who will be going to the last stage, which is being in the Malaika house. So if you do the social media campaign, you automatically make it to the second round, which is amazing because then you avoid the long queues. Look at it this way: while you're actually home, you get to prepare for the semi-finals, unlike those of them who have to go there and finish and then they have to now come back and then prepare. Moving on to the next point. So point number 2, if you decide to do the social media campaign, it boosts your confidence and helps with your human skills, which is like your communication skills. Now what do I mean by this? During the online campaign, you have to tell people to repost your pictures. That helps because then you are forced to leave your comfort zone, text people, create a conversation with them enough to be able to tell them to post your pictures and so on and so forth. It boosts your confidence in the sense that most of us are usually afraid of joining the online campaign. At least my time, I was extremely afraid of joining it because I was like, oh my god, what will people say if they see this? What if I tell the whole world that I'm going to join Malaika and they don't pick me? What do I do? This and then the fact that some people think they don't have enough friends to even participate in it are the reason why most people do not partake in the online campaign. Because if you're like me and you have only 2 friends, that is not going to cut it unless you're someone who's like very extroverted and you have a lot of friends. But if you're like me and you don't have lots of friends, you have to enter people's DMs and politely ask them to repost your pictures and so on and so forth. And while you're doing that, you meet a bunch of people who would say no, people who would be sarcastic, people who would be plain rude, and so on and so forth. And while you're doing that, you're building your communication skills, you're interacting with people, which will go in a long way to help you on the D-Day of audition and just in life in general as to how to approach people. Let me not forget to mention that people who actually go for the normal auditions might have a slight advantage over you, because when they go for the first audition, they get to meet the judges as well, they get to interact with them, they kind of have a feel of how the judges react, so they might have that advantage over you. However, if you make it, then you don't have to worry about it. You can prepare and then just join them. But even if you don't make it, it leads to the third point. And by the way, I'll be adding some do's and don'ts of the online campaign, so stay tuned to the end. Okay guys, so the third point is that the judges might actually recognize you. So most people are usually afraid that they will not make it, they will not get picked. But what you don't get is that even if you don't get picked, you still stand a chance of being recognized by one of the judges or by one of the organizers. So I remember in my time, for instance, I joined the online campaign first, but I didn't join early because, like I said, I was afraid that people would laugh at me if they found out. I didn't have enough friends, so I thought, why bother? But in the end, I was like, you know what, let me just do it anyway. And I did it, and although I didn't get picked, I remember on the day of the audition, there was this other lady who did it and her pictures were like literally everywhere, but she didn't get picked for the semi-finals. So I remember when we were at the audition grounds, one lady, I don't want to mention names, but one of the organizers were passing by and she was like, hey, you almost got picked, like your pictures were everywhere, you really did well. And then it clicked. Okay, let me give you this quick scenario. Imagine that on the day of the auditions, there are 3 ladies standing in front of the judges who are equally good. They are both very good at what they do and they've answered their questions impeccably and all those things. So the judges are like a bit confused as to who to give it to. Among those 3 people, if there's one of them who did the social media campaign, whose picture really stood out and who was like, who really tried, who do you think they would give it to? Her. Because first of all, she looks familiar. Secondly, she has shown that she really wants it, so she went the extra mile. Doesn't make sense. Let's move on to the next point. Okay guys, so the next point is that it will help you to build your fan base. Now, I don't know about you, but it's extremely important to have a fan base in Malaika. Not because having a fans would like make you the winner or anything, but because sometimes moral support is necessary. There are times that you have to post pictures and so on and so forth. So when you do the social media campaign, people see your pictures. People look at you and they're like, oh wow, okay, I like him. Or oh wow, who is this person? Let me go and see what she has to offer. And even through that, people will share your pictures. Sometimes you even get people who would like vote for you along the line through that. People who watch your shares might like you, they might go and add you, and that actually gives you an advantage over someone who just walks into the audition on that D-Day. So even if both of you make it, at least you started earlier, a bit earlier, or you go like a bit of an advantage. Let's move on to the next point. So the next point is that you might actually make long-lasting friendships or relationships right from this. Now let me quickly check this in, okay? During my time, for instance, there were people who did the social media campaign, and you guys, they got like a huge following. I'm not saying that you should channel everything to following, but sometimes, like I said, moral support from different people is important. So I remember back then, some of the people who got chosen, who got picked, got a huge following. I have not asked for permission, so I can't mention some of their names, but they got a huge following, and through that, even though like they didn't make it to the main house, they are still outside and like they are influencing in their own way and doing big things in their own way with that support they gained when they were just part of the social media campaign. And even after the pageant, some of them are still friends. You find besties among them doing goals and all those things. So you never know, your best friend might come out, and then who even knows, maybe your future boo might be out there on the social media checking it out and all those things. Okay, moving on to the next point. This point is actually meant for the ladies or the people who have been thinking of going for ages but need a huge push. So pushing yourself out there might actually be the one thing you need to be able to go for the auditions. I don't know if you've seen my Through to Malaika, the first ever YouTube video was a Malaika video. If you watch that video, you would see that I said there were a bunch of times that I woke up ready to go for the audition and went like, nah, not today, and then went back to bed. So by putting yourself out there, sometimes it pushes you to actually do better, because right now you're already out there, you've already posted everywhere that you're going for Malaika, right? So now you know people who are supporting you, you know people who are like behind you, and so on and so forth. And sometimes that support can be encouraging. If you're a positive thinker, or if you're someone who actually likes challenges, you'll be forced to go because now you have nothing to lose. So by putting yourself out there, it cancels the fear of people seeing it and laughing at you. It cancels the fear of your family not supporting you, because now they are the ones like pushing you. And when you go there, you know that, okay, you know what, I'm doing this for me, I'm doing this because I want to make everyone else who has pushed me this far proud, and so on and so forth. So in the end, it's a win-win situation. Okay, as I promised, I'm going to be adding some quick do's and don'ts. The first one I would say is that you should use just one picture. Now, during our time, the first mistake I did was that I gave my friends a bunch of different pictures to post. I don't know about you, sometimes when I change my hair, my look changes. There are people like that who naturally changes depending on the hairstyle they have on. Do you understand? So if you're one of those people and then you let your friends post anything, then you have like a bunch of different pictures on you, and people do not get it fast. Like they have to like look closely to check. And most of the time we don't look closely, just open the page and then you start scrolling until you find a nice picture, then you tap on it and watch. So if you have one particular picture that is everywhere, then it's standing, people see it and they know that it is you. So don't do it. If your friends use different pictures, insist that they use that particular picture. So get a very good portrait sized picture and then use just that one. Moving on to the next point. Another point I want to add is that be active and consistent on your page. Now during this time, the more your pictures are out there, the more people would click on your page to come and see who this person is. Is this person interesting? Is this person worth my vote or reshare or support, and so on and so forth. So this is the best time for you to be posting content, posting pictures of yourself, being engaging, and so on and so forth. Because imagine that you posted that you want to go for Malaika and then people rush to your page and there's no other picture apart from the, oh, please vote for me, please repost my picture. It would be boring. People want to know how you look like when you don't look like what you look like, but they'll come to your page to check that out. And if they get there and then you look like what they were expecting, or you look more, or you've exceeded their whatever, they don't follow, and before you know, they are voting for you. Okay, moving on to the next point. The next don't is that don't get intimidated by other people there. Okay, whether it's at the audition grounds, whether it's social media, do not get intimidated. It is very easy to get intimidated when you're doing it, because you would post a picture and then you are feeling fly, then you go to the hashtags and then, oh my god, you see so many beautiful ladies and you see amazing support, and then you start feeling like, oh my god, you're never going to choose me. See, your mind is a weapon. Okay, push positive things into your life. That is all I can say about this one. Push positive things into your heart. Even when you go there and you see ladies you think are beautiful than you, let's not be shy, okay? There's certain times you see someone and just go like, oh my god, she is fine, okay? Even if you feel like they would not pick you or whatever, do not say it, do not acknowledge it, just keep on fighting, keep on posting. Don't get intimidated by anyone, because sometimes the ones that are very pretty or whatever do not even make it. So don't let it intimidate you, sweetheart. For all you know, you're the next queen, and this fear is just temporary. So the next point is, do not be shy to ask for help. Sometimes people are just waiting for you to open your mouth and say, oh, can you please help me reshare this, or can you please help me post it? If you do decide to do the social media campaign, do not be shy. Enter people's DMs, tell them, beg them, ask, not beg them, do not beg, okay? Ask them politely if they can post your pictures. See, some people will ignore you, some people will listen, some people would be sarcastic, but it's fine. It's all part of the human building skills I was talking to you about. You're preparing yourself for everything that is yet to come. If they say no, say thank you and move on to the next person. No matter what, you will get a bunch of people who would definitely support you, who would support you from the very day you get to the house to the very day you would live in. So just ask for help, okay? Moving on to the next point. The next point is reply your messages. Some of you are so pompous, okay? Stop it. This is not the time to be acting all too knowing and whatever. Be humble, okay? Reply your messages. Imagine if people post your pictures and then you don't repost them. Do you think they'll come back and repost it? No, you're not even going to get her trust, let alone her votes. You would not get it, okay? So now is the perfect time to reply messages. Reply your messages, text people, be nice. I'm not saying you should fake be nice. No one wants a fake person. Be genuinely nice. Be nice to people, okay? Let's move on to the next one. The biggest mistake some people make is that after they post 1 or 2 pictures and they get like a bunch of people reposting that picture, they stop posting their own pictures. They just come and repost and then like, but they don't post anything anymore. Sweetheart, you have to push yourself. People have to see you doing it. The more people see you pushing yourself, the more people feel like, oh, she's working hard for it, she might actually get it, let me help. And people would support you when they see you supporting yourself. So do not post one day and say, okay, I found people reposting, so I'm done. No, push yourself. But while you're pushing yourself, don't bore your audience, okay? Just because you're pushing yourself doesn't mean that you should just be doing malaika. That's what the mistake some of us made, okay? Mix your content. You would see that people would push you as well because they know that you're trying, and while you're trying, you're not boring them, so people won't put you on mute. Okay guys, so that brings us to the end of the video. I know how scary it can be to put yourself out there and then say, you know what, I'm going to do this. I have been through it. I struggled for many years before I finally took my bold step, and I know very well that you can do it. If you do decide to use the social media campaign, amazing, I wish you luck. But if you don't and you still go for the audition on that D-Day, that's also fine. That is what you can do. In the end, choose what you want to do. Do what makes you happy. If you feel like you're more comfortable to go for the audition, definitely do that. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comment section if there are any other Malaika related content you want from me, and I'll definitely get right into it. If you've not subscribed, please do that. I mean, come on, you literally watched everything, okay? Subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.